We are identifying them. The reason you can't identify them is you're still looking for one man to do it, while they're doing it every day. You're still looking for an Antichrist. You've been deceived. The Antichrist is operating. What verse you in?
Verse 3.
Let's look at that son of perdition in verse 3. And in the Greek, that's 684. And name the name in Greek. Apolia.
Apolia.
Say that again.
Apolia.
Apolia.
Mm-hmm. You read the
when you look at apolia, let's see what it means in Greek. Apolia. Read.
From a presumed derivative of G622. Ruin or
loss. It means
loss.
What?
Ruin or loss.
So it means these are ruin or loss. Ruin is one of the names of Jehovah, the God of Jehovah. Ruin, mischief. So the Son is just like the Father. Fallen one. So when you look at that YHWH, who do you think promoted the YHWH or tetragrammaton all over the earth? The people that Christ says are of their father, the devil. They push the tetragrammaton. Why? To have you calling on their God instead of your God. What's the definition of apolia again?
Ruin or loss.
Ruin or loss. Read.
Damnable.
Damnable.
Destruction.
Destruction. This is, now we're looking at the attributes of this son of perdition. You have to go into the Greek and read what they mean. Read.
Die.
Die.
Perdition.
Perdition.
Perish.
Perish.
Pernicious ways.
Pernicious ways.
Waste.
Waste. They parallel their father, Jehovah or Yahweh, the God of wickedness. So while you're looking at for one man, they are executing the rule, government, and religious structure of the Antichrist within the earth. They trick people into thinking that it was one man instead of an entire agenda, a governmental agenda under Satan. Who did this? The Roman Catholic Church did this also. They said in doctrine, we have to now, before we set off our plan, we have to put in doctrine that there's one man that would come, so that the people don't focus on government. They will not focus on us, they will focus on this one man. Therefore, whatever the government do, you cannot blame on them. Because you're still looking for an Antichrist. You don't think Satan is in your government or in your church. That was quite deceptive. But when you go into the Greek, the Son means the exact thing as the Father. Now go to Revelations. I need you to hold 2nd Esdras. You at 2nd Thessalonians?
Mm-hmm.
Finish reading in 2nd Thessalonians. Read.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High.
He exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High. So these people are really over the Most High's people. They're the ones that finance the slave trades. I went into that book, The Secret Relationship Between the Jews, the secret relationship between the blacks and Jews. They were really behind the slave trades. They financed the whole thing. And see, they were so deceptive. Look at what they did. And when slavery was abolished, instead of giving the jobs to the really the professionals who knew the trade, which were the slaves, they couldn't do that. Okay, the blacksmiths couldn't have their own business. What they did was they opened up Europe and allowed many Europeans to come in, so that the slaves can now work for the Europeans. And then the Jewish people came up with the KKK and started initiating people into this new group. And no one was pointing to them. Everyone was pointing to the immigrants that came over into the New World, and no one was pointing to the people who financed the immigrants to come in and start racial tensions between the black slaves who were let free. The unseen hand. And they created KKK, the same people, the son of perdition, the Jewish powers. They created the Ku Klux Klan. So that we'll be fighting against each other, blacks and whites, when really they are the culprits behind the whole thing. Read.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High.
Go ahead.
Showing himself that he is the Most High. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
So that he might be revealed in his time. Read.
Verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way.
Until he be taken out of the way. So the Most High is allowing him to rule until he take him out. So they know they have a short time, so they're looking at mass extermination within the earth. They're doing everything to bite down on God's people and to destroy God's people before the coming of Christ. That's what this whole thing is about. We talking about the New World Order and all these things. Let me tell you, we can't control the chemtrails. We can't control anything that's happening. We should even be spending our minds on all these things. We got to spend our mind on the salvation of Christ and focusing on Christ. We cannot change what's going on in this earth. We cannot change it. This is what they're doing. The only thing we can do is expose them. Because it tells you that Christ will not come back until that son of perdition be revealed. We must reveal who it is. They've been hiding for so long. Read.
Verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord,
Oh man, the Most High just shows something that's. Do you see this, man?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see this?
Mm-hmm.
The name of perdition that's in Thessalonians.
Mm-hmm.
The bottomless pit, whose name was in Hebrew tongue Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue had a name, Apollyon.
Mm-hmm.
Apollyon is the same as perdition. So this is the king over the whole earth. It's talking about the Jewish powers. And that's the breakdown in Revelations. Because it tell you
mm-hmm.
that after the 1,000 years shall ascend out of the bottomless pit.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Revelation 17. I mean, the Most High be on the Sabbath. He be revealing things as we go. I mean, I've been looking into this chapter so long, and I was wondering, who is Abaddon and who is Apollyon?
Right. Usually attribute the bottomless pit to Satan's
Because they show in these movies how something is going to be released from hell and it's a demon. And they don't equate it to the fact that John was actually looking at visions in his sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But he was showing things that would play out on the earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, verse 17 and 1 clear it up.
And Revelation 17 clears it. Yeah.
13, Revelation 13.
Revelation 13 and 1 clears it up. Let's go to Revelation 13. Looking at that meaning in the Greek is really revealing the son of perdition.
Revelation 13 and 1.
Revelations 13 and 1. Let's read it.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea. So this speaks about the bottomless pit.